Unless you get a prescription from your pharmacist, from your doctor, you can just assume it's been tainted with fentanyl.
On this National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day, the Georgetown Police Department's Recovery Support Coordinator, Corey Council, wants to raise awareness on the dangers of fentanyl and address misconceptions.
There's a myth out there that just touching it can cause exposure, which is not quite true. You have to either inhale it in amount, and that's what can cause the overdoses.
Council says fentanyl's potency is 50 times greater than heroin and 100 times more potent than morphine. Naloxone, also known as Narcan, can be used to help save the life of someone experiencing a fentanyl overdose.
With the Narcan everywhere, it's easy just to administer that, and generally it takes more than one dose of Narcan to revive somebody from a fentanyl exposure.
Council tells me it's incredibly difficult for the average person and police officer alike to tell the difference between pharmaceutical fentanyl, which is prescribed by a medical professional, and illicitly manufactured fentanyl, which is not in prescription form. He tells me that the illicit form is used to lace other drugs, which makes it so deadly.
Even officers these days can't tell the difference between a fake and a real prescription pill. It can be anything from Xanax, Adderall, the cocaine. I mean, you just don't know what you're getting if you buy anything off the streets.
Council says addiction happens fast, with 70 to 80% of those battling addiction beginning with legal prescriptions, and that it only takes 5 days of taking any opioid for addiction to set in.
The problem is it's happening so much. To deal with it, day after day, it's just heartbreaking.
In Georgetown, Jessica Umbro, WKYT.
Well, those struggling with addiction in the Georgetown area are encouraged to utilize the department's Angel program to assist in long-term recovery. More information about Georgetown PD's recovery program can be found on their website.